Oh, all right. Good evening, everybody. Commissioner Coach 704 PEL Primetime Elite League. Getting back into the swing of things, Season 3, Week 3. These are the storylines of the week. We're going to start off with the trades that have happened since, as far back as I can see here. So we'll just scroll through and see what we can see. Yeah, this is going to go back to preseason. Very nice. So we'll analyze all these trades, and we'll get into some games that have been played. PEL Live, of course, will be, I don't know if it'll be Wednesday night. It may be a Thanksgiving special, PEL Live, and we'll go through a lot more on that as well. But I did want to catch up on storylines because we are a bit behind. I did not share this because it's not going to be too long, but I will post it once I'm done, even though I do see 2 people watching, which I guess that means someone follows me. I didn't know anyone cared that much. Well, you'll get the live version. Thanks for watching. All right, so first trades we got here back in week 3 of the preseason. The Ravens trading cornerback Andre Howell, who's a very good player, to the Jets. Jets trading right tackle Bradley Vick to the Ravens and giving up a 3rd and a 6th round pick. This trade I think overall is pretty decent. The Ravens, Hal was in the last year of his deal. I do remember seeing that. So if you don't have the money to re-sign him, it's good to get something for him. A 3rd and a 6th, and then a young offensive lineman like Vic is good value for that. And then the Jets needed a really strong corner to help bolster their secondary overall. So I think that's a good trade for both of those guys. And then I think the Jets will have money to re-sign Hal also. So that's a good deal to get a top flight corner. And the Ravens get something for someone that they probably weren't going to keep. So that's a good trade. Next trade, we got the Giants trading strong safety Ben Pruitt to the Panthers. And I traded Harris Stafford to the Giants, and then I also got a 4th round pick. Stafford was a quick development lineman, and he played pretty decently for me last year, but we drafted another guy this year in the 2nd round, and I think his name is Hertig or something like that from Stanford. And he ended up getting an upgrade to star development, so that made Stafford a little expendable, and I was able to get this guy, Pruitt, who plays in my 3-3-5 scheme. He plays in a sub-backer package. He's a 6'4", strong safety linebacker with, good coverage skills. I use him, and, he gets around pretty well, so I'm excited about getting him. And then the 4th round pick in the draft is nice for us because we're coming up in a situation where we're going to have to get some young talent to phase out some older guys on our team. Next, we got the Jaguars trading Taven Bryant to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs giving up a 2nd, 4th, and 5th rounder. I thought this was a lot to give up. It's one thing if you're not going to be in the draft. I could see that happening if you know you're not going to draft. But we're a long ways out now. And Brian, while he's a good player, I think a 2, 4, and a 5 is a bit much for him. I know some people said they were offering the 2 for him, which, I could see if it's a low 2nd. I think this early in the season, you don't know where it's going to be. But I'd say a low 2nd for a guy like that because D linemen, you can get them and they don't have to be the greatest overall. If you get them and specialize and, rotate them and use them the right way, you can get away with having a guy that's not exactly great at everything. But, the Chiefs obviously wanted him, and of course we know Jeff, he rapes and massages people in DMs, and I think that's what happened here to get 3 picks out of he's a pretty good player, but I don't think he's that level. The Jets, once again, they're trading Jermaine Kearse to the Jags. Jags trade Marcel Darius to the Jets, and the Jets also give up a 7th round pick. I think this was a case of both teams getting rid of guys that they really just didn't want. Kearse, I don't know how much he's going to play in Jacksonville. Darius clears salary by him going to the Jets. The Jets will use him on the D-line. Then the 7th rounder, I guess, is just another way of Jeff, getting something else for his time. The next trade, I thought this was an interesting trade. The Ravens trade tight end Mark Andrews to the Packers. He was looking for a tight end. Packers trade tight end Max Williams to the Ravens, and the Packers also trade a second rounder. Now, I know Andrews is a very good young tight end. I think the Ravens did well. They got a replacement tight end, and they also got a second round pick. Andrews is good. With the influx of tight ends that came in the first draft, I think the second was maybe a little high. I know he's really good, but I'm assuming the Packers decided to pay a premium price because he's a young player and he is getting better. I thought the Ravens did a little better in the deal overall, but the Packers did get what they want. And also, I'm sorry, there's a fourth round pick involved in that trade as well. So, I mean, that makes it a little more palpable there. But I still think the Ravens got the better of that deal. The Bears trading wide receiver Javon Wims to the Giants, and the Giants trading a fifth round pick. I guess Wims must have played at Georgia. That's the only motivation I can see in that. And the compensation is not too huge in that deal, so, that's a fine deal for both teams there. Okay. The Jaguars trade Alex McMillan to the Eagles. Alex McMillan was a storyline quarterback with quick development from Coastal Carolina. He was taken early in the fourth round of the draft. Eagles trade Lane Johnson to the Jaguars. The Jaguars also give up two fourth round picks in this deal. I tell you, the fact that offensive linemen in this league are valued so much, just makes me shake my head at this deal. Alex McMillan will be a good player, and I stress that he'll be a good player. He has quick development. He has a strong arm, but I'll say this too. He was taken early in the fourth round of the draft. I mean, come on, man. He's a 79 overall. He's a good young quarterback. But let's have perspective here. Okay, our leagues go 8-9 years at the most, then we get into sim seasons. Lane Johnson is a top flight offensive lineman. I mean, I think he's 90, 91 overall, and he's not old. You could have gotten more than 2 fourth round picks and Alex McMillan, for that guy. I don't understand why, people feel, I think some people just want to trade just to say that they're doing something, and I don't know if you see the big picture, man. I don't see it. Well, obviously, I think the Jags got the better of the deal. You get a top flight offensive lineman for a guy you picked early in the fourth round and 2 fourth rounders, and you get a guy you didn't really need at that. I tell you. Okay. Jags trade Laken Tomlinson, who was probably made expendable because he got Lane Johnson, to the Broncos, and the Broncos don't give up. Well, okay, I'm sorry. The Jags have a 6th and 7th rounder with Tomlinson, and then the Broncos trade a 3rd round pick, and then the Jags trade. Well, I guess these are 2 separate deals. Anyway, so we'll take this at it first. Laken Tomlinson, I don't know if he's that great of a player. I think he's decent. If you need offensive line help, he's decent, but I don't know, if he's worth a 3rd. I mean, the 6th and 7th are really inconsequential in this case. I said it in the other. I don't know why the hell y'all keep trading with Jeff, man. Unless you really know what you're doing, he's gonna get the better of the deal. One day somebody's gonna listen to me. Just like anyway, I won't get off topic yet. Jags trade Jace Davis to the Broncos. The Broncos trade a 2nd round pick. Broncos give up a 2nd and 3rd for 2 tackles. And I know Jace Davis is a young guy, but well, it's whatever. Jags trade D.D. Westbrook to the 49ers. 49ers trade a 2022 first rounder and T.J. Jones. D.D. Westbrook's been out there for I don't know how long, and the need to give up a first rounder, I think, is asinine, even though it is 2 years in the future. But As usual, that's how I feel. All right. Look around the league. Okay. In the North, we got Bengals getting off to a good start at 2-0. Browns, Ravens 1-1, Steelers 0-2. I think this is going to be a 3-team race between the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals this year. AFC South, the Jags are 3-0, bolstered by 2 forces, and then a win over the Lions. So good start for Jeff. The Texans at 1-1, Colts 1-2, and then the Titans are on auto at 0-2. In the East, we got the Dolphins at 2-0, but that's going to be 2-1 because he gave a force to the Bills. So the Dolphins and Bills will be 2-1. Bills have a head-to-head win over that, and then I think, I haven't looked in a while, the Patriots and Patriots and Bengals are supposed to be playing, and we're going to advance after that, and then the Jets are at 1-1, and there's going to be a sim with the Broncos this week. In the West, the Chiefs are 3-0, and then everyone else sucks. Deontay's on auto, of course. Broncos getting back into swing of things. I do want to say welcome back to him. I'm glad he was able to rejoin the league and be a part of things. And then I think Blake is playing the Steelers right now. Don't know if that game's over yet or not, but they have a chance to go to 1-2 on the season. All right, NFC in the North, we got the Vikings at 2-1, Lions 1-2, Pack 1-2, and the Bears are 0-3. Tough start for the Bears this year. They were a playoff team last year and almost won that playoff game in Washington. Packers still kind of retooling things a little bit. I know Jameis Winston's available. I can't remember who he played against, me or not. The Lions at 1-2 had a tough loss to the Jags, and then the Vikings still in there at 2-1 will be probably the favorite in that division. All right, in the South, we got the Falcons at 2-1. Saints will be 3-0 after a forced win over the Chargers. Panthers at 2-1, and then the Bucks at 1-2. 3-team race right here. Bucks are still trying to shake their roster up. We got a big game next week against the Falcons. The Saints at 3-0. I think they've only played one of those games. Good scheduling. So we'll see what happens right there, but I expect this to be a tough race as it is every year, all the way down to the end. In the NFC East, we got the Redskins starting out 3-0, Giants 2-1, the Eagles at 0-3, and the Cowboys at 1-2. The Cowboys were looking for a run stopper. I offered them someone, didn't want to make the deal. The Eagles had a tough loss to the Bucks. I watched some of that game the other day. And then the Giants and Redskins, I think it'll be a 2-team race this year in this division. And then in the NFC West, we got the Rams at 3-0. Seahawks 2-1, Cards 1-2, and the 49ers 1-2. The Cardinals playing better this year. The Rams starting to play like the team that we thought they would be the whole time. Seahawks off to a good start with a good roster, of course, up in Seattle. I watched some of them against the Cowboys in week 1, and he uses Bobby Wagner, and it's just not fair. And then the 49ers at 1-2, still considering some moves to their roster, wanting to bolster their offensive line. All right. Take a look at who's played this week, and then we're going to end it right there. Like I said, we'll be live again Thursday. We'll do a little Thanksgiving live show in between some NFL games. So we got a fourth with the Titans, who have been on auto. We got a lot going on. Should be a couple more weeks. Colts over the Vikings, 37-14. Before I end, I want to come back to something real quick that just reminded me. Big win for the Colts. And there's that Bucks-Eagles game I was talking about, 20-14. Tampa Bay was able to pull it out to get their first win on the season. Panthers on the road going over Green Bay, 29-19. That was a weird game. A lot of weird things happening on both sides. Had a holding penalty in the end zone for a safety. Among other things, just weird stuff. There's the Jags win over the Lions, 28-0 in an impressive fashion. Of course, Jeff has got a Pro Bowl roster in Jacksonville, and he should win every game the rest of the way. Redskins over the Cardinals, 45-21. Washington goes 3-0 in that game. this is going to be a fair sim. That's a force for the Saints because of Deontay's not being around. They're playing right now. I'll take that off of there real quick. Seattle over the 49ers 31-10. Cowboys over the Bears 10-7. Lee was not happy with how he played in that game, but a win's a win, and you take it and just keep on moving. Chiefs over the Falcons 24-21 in a hard-fought game in Kansas City. And then the Rams squeaking by the Giants 15-14 in a game with two good NFC players. Fair sim with the Browns and Texans, and I don't know what the hell's going on there. I thought they were playing, but I guess not. So we'll fair sim it, and we'll keep it moving. All right, so the advance will happen after the Bengals and Patriots are done. And that is PEL Storylines. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate your support.